hours. Living died 24 hours. When it's really age, but the same day looping in the phase of just 24 hours. If your neighbor does more with the same 24, gotta ask yourself what is your power? Or you living for the struggle or honor? Should've made a nigga something for fathers. I'm just thankful that my mother brought father. Should've brought a double dozen more flowers. Uppers or downers, blood of pure sour. Smoking through my last 24 hours. Same sun and moon, trouble, war, drama. Feel the tears, look above and saw showers. I just wish I had 100 more hours. God's generous, but 24's modest. Well, we got a budget for, can I borrow some of yours? Spend it quick as $24. Going faster than my mother's womb chowder. I could feel the tender love and pure power. It's 24, 24, yeah, 24, it's 24 hours. Would you trade your money for hours? Trade your hours for a couple more commas. First you see the dark and then you see the light. Then you see the day and then you see the night. I'm just never reading what I see inside. Think of my creator, I can read and write. Stumbled on my path, I think I need a ride. Struggle in the silence, bring my evil side. Swallowing my ego when I eat my pride. Fight it to the end until I see the pride. All I got is day and night. Right, night is dark, day is light. I say good morning, then I say good night, day and night. My only options in the game of life, play the dice. You lose the both if you don't pay the price. Night is black, day is white, kind of racial, right? Sundown, made of ice like a glacier, mind calibrated. The way I like just 24 hours. Rotating twice, taking changes, not mother nature. And father time had a baby in the game with Christ. They go to sun, I hope they raise a right. A name is no one they gain a light when sun is down. You see it rising to a greatest height. Feel like ET on this flying, levitating fight. You see my shadow on the moon cause I was taking flight. Never like I made that shine. First you see the dark and then you see the light. Then you see the day and then you see the night. I'm just never ready what I see inside. Think of my creator, I can read and write. Stumble on my top, I think I need a rock. Struggle in the silence, bring my evil side. Swallowing my ego when I eat my pride. Fighting to the end until I see the pride. I'll be mad if you ain't at my weight. In a race, blasting fate, and some master mace. Throwing crates, grab the basket tape. Take you from the fifth down to Aston Place. Let me see a grand. Victory is sweet. Nah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Can y'all hear me on this microphone? Am I clear? Can I be heard? Because I don't hear no feedback in the microphone. It's not hello. Peace, peace, peace. I don't hear the shit. What are y'all hearing? Because I'm not hearing no feedback. I need to hear myself. That's not what I'm hearing right now. Hold on a minute, y'all. Mic check, mic check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. What is this? Oh, crystal clear? Okay. Well, good evening, family. Welcome to another episode of Third Eye Thursday. You know what I mean? I had to give me something to eat. I'm just coming in from a trip from New York City. I had to go see my son, the young God. So he's doing good, you know. He's doing good. He's about to start his school year and whatnot from a computer. Oh, you heard me smacking on the. I'm wondering, is the mic? Hold on a minute. Can you hear me with the headphones, or is it going through the mic? That's what I want to know. We need to figure this out. Yeah, I was hungry. You know what I'm saying? The wifey cooked me up some greens and some beans, and I was going hard, bro. What up, Nicole? Hey, Nicole is in the building, y'all. It's going through the mic. Okay, well, yeah, man. I hope I wasn't being too niggerish. Right? Yeah, let's do the roll call. You thought I was eating cereal? Nah, I was eating me some beans, bro. Let's do the roll call. You had some cabbage today? That's what's up. I don't even eat anymore, so I gotta, I be going off of the fumes and whatnot. I gotta remind myself to eat. Anybody been so busy that they don't eat? You know what I mean? Like I don't even eat, yo. I do some sea moss here and there, but I'm not big on eating these days. I don't know what it is. Shout out to my bro, Chief Judah, right? Shout out to the Moor, Chief Judah, with the Moorish cookbook, right? With the Moorish cookbook. I love whenever my brothers is industrious and illustrious, you know. He even signed it to the red pill, you know. I had to hand that off to wifey because I don't hit I don't do the kitchen like that. That's Blue Pill and KT. Mama Pill, shout out to Mama Pill. She has her culinary license and whatnot. That's where it comes from. She out there chefing. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the roll call. So let me start running my mouth and let's get to this roll call. NC is in the building. Shout out to NC. Yeah, 864. South Cac is in the building. Brr. Elizabeth, New Jersey. What's happening, man? VA is in the building. Seattle's in the building. Harlem is in the building. 316 Wichita, Thomasville, Georgia. Central PA 717 H-Town. Hold on. Slow down, y'all. H-Town is in the building. You know what I'm talking about? I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm sending out love and light to the H-Town family. Y'all dodged that bullet. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? That was a bullet dodged. So, give one up to the ancestors because somebody was working on y'all's behalf and they went ahead and detoured that hurricane. And please don't call it heart. We're not doing that. We don't give white people all of the power over here. East Flatbush, man from Acme. I see you. Tucson, Sacktown, DC, Jacksonville, Charlotte, South Minneapolis. Yeah, what's good, Black Light? Okay, yes, we did chop it up. That's right. Brick City, New Jersey, St. Louis, Oakland in the building, Delaware's in the building, Orlando's in the building, 217 Cincinnati, Georgia is lit, Huntsville, Bakersfield, London, England, Peace from Colorado. Shout out to Dr. Aline Bay, 510, the Bay Area. That's what I'm talking about. Is that town business? Tulsa in the building. What's happening, Tulsa? Strong Island is in the building. Tulsa.
What was I just doing? Dealing with Tulsa. I'm right now. I was just dealing with Tulsa. Seattle in the building. Arkansas is in the building and whatnot. Yes, NC is in the building. Shout out to North Cackalack. Let me know if you live in that Louisiana, Houston area, if you live in that zone where, the hurricane Laura, and there was another one. What was the other hurricane's name? My brother was breaking it down earlier. Shout out to Blue Pill. Shout out to Derek Grace. Yeah, shout out to DG. Shout out to the post-Trump course. Shout out to all of his students. We was kicking it with about 800 of them. Let me tell you something, man. Your boy Marco, yeah, like Polo. Marco, which is Mars. My brother DG, for anybody that don't know, Derek Grace, the second that is, he's built up a remarkable community. That's the best word to call it. He's built up a remarkable community, um, offline and online, right? He's taken them off of social media, um, and he's built up his very own course or class or group. And this is a group of professionals. This is a group of entrepreneurs. This is a group of industrious and illustrious melanated people. And I was so honored to be teaching in class alongside Blue Pill today. We did our thing, and we were able to do our thing because we were feeding off of the energy of his student body. And it's an impressive student body. And as you know, the brother, he puts in big work. He is very focused on teaching the family. He has a brand called Unlearn and Relearn, right? When you hear Unlearn and Relearn, that's DG right there. And I just want to give a shout out to all of the students. My inbox on my DMs was flooded after class. A lot of people were reaching out for information. I extended myself to give them information and whatnot. I'm like, yo, hit me up if y'all need help with the clothing line. I also let them know I got the stones. I got the plug on the stones. You know what I'm talking about? And they responded. They responded, and I appreciate that. You know, talk black to me, Houston. What is this? What's the prognosis? Uh, what's going on out there? How y'all holding up? I saw some flooding in Louisiana on the highway. What's going on in Houston? Is there flooding? Did the shit just come through like a tropical storm? What's happening? Like, let me know. My daughter is out there. She's good, but I want to know from the family from Houston, what actually occurred today. You know, it hit Lake Charles, Texas, Louisiana border, and not Houston. Okay, okay. Mind them dodge that bullet there. You know what I'm talking about? The mind them dodge the bullet. Yeah, talk Moorish to me. I like that, Camp. Talk Moorish to me. That's a whole t-shirt. Southwest Houston is good. That sounds music to my ears. That's what's up. We don't we did not want no kind of tragedies. Yes, California is on fire. Send out love and light to the redwoods. Those are very ancient trees and whatnot. They're in danger. Shout out to the forest. Shout out to all of that's an enchanted forest, according to Blue Pill. Hold on. That's an enchanted forest. So you have to be very mindful of the fact that when these forests get burned up, you know what I'm talking about? They might not be able to grow back in enough time. You know, these are ancient trees and whatnot, similar to what happened in the Amazon and similar to what happened in the Congo last year. So, you know, just sending out energy to all of the people that are out there in the California area. You know, it was dry and hot in Houston today. Dry and hot? Really? How did that happen? What the hell? Them folk was just lying. What they had y'all in fear, talking about it's supposed to be all of this rain, all of this. They had people evacuating and whatnot. I told my daughter, I said, don't look at the news. Why? If the hurricane is coming on Thursday, what the hell are you watching the news on Tuesday for? Y'all give these white people so much power. They don't know what the hell is happening. They don't know. These are all speculation. That's all it is. Go and yo, somebody hit up Al Roker, ladies, especially the ones with the fake eyelashes. Go in Al Roker's DM. It's time that we start using, you know, our operatives for some good. Go in Al Roker's DM and just start flirting with that nigga, man. Find out how that weather shit works, and you'll come to find out that they don't know a goddamn thing. You know what I'm talking about? They don't be knowing nothing. They just out there shooting from the hip. You know what I mean? They don't know. They're not accurate. So they had coverage on the storm all on the TV like 48 hours. I'm like, what the fuck? What does watching some shit on TV supposed to do? What the fuck? What is watching 48 hours about a storm? How the hell is that gonna save you from the storm? First of all, how's that gonna help you? What are you gonna learn in 48 hours watching some shit about a fucking storm that hasn't even come yet? So cut off your TV, bruh. If you're gonna get washed up, just put on some fucking, get some flippers and whatnot and a wetsuit. And if you happen to get washed up, then you'll see the water coming. You just start swimming. You know what I'm talking about? What is the news gonna do for you? They're not gonna tell you where to go. You saw that in Katrina. You niggas acting like Fox 5 is gonna say, go to this FEMA center, you know, go to this Walmart, we got you. You know what I mean? There's floaties and whatnot waiting for. No, nigga, this is America. You know what I'm saying? This shit is defunct. You know what I mean? There's no rescue plan. There's this, you niggas watch too much Baywatch. Pamela Anderson and these niggas is not what's my dude name? Knight Rider. David Hasselhoff is not fucking hopping out of a helicopter like Fortnite to save your ass. So let it go. Our people be holding on to these TVs and these fake ass weathermen like they some fucking saviors. Let that shit go. There's nothing that you can do. When Mother Nature decides that she wants to give your ass a bath, nigga, you're in the bathtub. You know what I mean? There's Al Roker can't stop that. Stormy Daniels or whoever the fucking storm people, they can't stop it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Jesus can't stop you from getting wet either. Nigga talking about Jesus take the wheel. No, nigga, Jesus take the fucking Jesus take the boat. You need to ride the boat with Meg the Stallion or something. You know? Yeah, all of that fear energy. That's the shit that make the hurricane stronger. You know? How about the hurricanes are the ancestors and you supposed to direct them niggas to where to wash up? You had some problems at the gas station with Habib and them? Yeah, well, look for me in the whirlwind. Come on, ancestors. I need you to wash up the BP. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just breeze through there and you know, and fold these niggas up? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that you should be doing, is directing the fucking storm where to go and what to destroy, because that's what it's come to do. It's a destructive wind. out of Africa. You know what I mean? This following the same trajectory that the fucking slaves had followed. That's not no cracker shit, and it's not hard. Stop giving these people all of your powers. You know? Don't do it. You would fare better if you was like, that's Nana and them. You know? That's Nana and them. They coming back. All of that other shit ain't doing nobody no good. Ain't never did in no good. Ain't about to start doing no good. Talk about, oh, that's Trump. Oh, that's FEMA. Oh, that's Hart. They just want to drive. Nah, nigga. Don't you have enough problems as it is? Ain't you worrying about police shooting niggas and who's gonna be the president and fucking Mike Pence? You're gonna just pile on more problems, I guess. Okay. All right. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. You got to take back the power, y'all. The same way that my brother Blue Pillar, I'm I might go to his Instagram in a minute and read the post. But you know, oh, you didn't get the notifications? Yeah, I hit the notification bells, man. Hit the whatever the fuck that is. I don't even know what the notification bell is, but hit that shit because when we go live, and you know we sporadic. This is not like this shit is not scheduled. It's organized chaos. So whenever we go live, I would definitely want you to be alerted. You know what I mean? Get you niggas up out your sleep and get you on a fucking on a YouTube. You know? On IG, you mentioned how LeBron and them should just stick to basketball and stay out of politics. What's your thoughts on them starting back up again? Yeah, they threatened that bag. You know, they threatened that bag. And it was like, well, you know what, guys? We did enough. Let's get back to the playoffs. Right? My thing with LeBron and them and the basketball players of the NBA and even the MLB. I was in a barbershop today with my son and I saw that old wanky shit that the Mets did. I was like, really? That's what you niggas. Why didn't y'all? I'm like, why did y'all even come out on the field if you was gonna do all of that? You know, they came out there. They had a moment of silence. Then they left a Black Lives Matter T-shirt and then went back in the dugout. You know what I mean? They smacking butts and whatnot, and they just went back in the dugout. I'm like, really? That was powerful. I feel empowered. You know what I mean? I feel safe. You know, I don't understand. But they got to do something, I guess, right? When they say something is better than nothing. So I don't want to be one of these hoteps. That's what they call them, right? I don't want to be one of these hoteps or these woke niggas that are just mad about everything and nobody could do nothing right. I feel that with the NBA and the stance that they're taking, you don't get to do it twice. The shock factor of slowing down the playoffs and basically messing up the bag because theoretically that's what they're doing. I'm sure that Nike is having a field day with their emails trying to threaten niggas that, you know what? I don't think we're going to release your new sneakers. You know what I mean? Or I don't think that we're going to continue to endorse you. I don't think they're telling LeBron that, but some of the minions, they could scare the minions with that talk. They can't tell that to Braun, right? Braun to go to fucking he go to Adidas on these niggas. Yeah, the Nike stock went down. That's right. I'm assuming that not only did the Nike stock go down, Vegas took a big hit sports bettors, which are usually pale faces, they upset. I know that they feathers got ruffled. That's mafia. In case you're not familiar with the Vegas bettors and that whole racket, um, they're trying to throw China out there. This is the Republicans. This is their deflection. Well, they want to stand up for Black Lives Matter, but they continue to do business with China. That just shows that they're just selective with their outrage. Shut the fuck. Yeah, just have a fucking seat. What are you talking about? They protesting homie getting shot in his back, my nigga. You know what I mean? Like they don't have no stock in a Chinaman like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know that the Chinese are doing their people bad, but I don't think that's means for the WNBA and for LeBron and these niggas to stop dribbling. And they're not gonna say they're not gonna stand up, you know, for China. So that's a moot argument. Don't ever get caught up in that moot argument. Don't listen to the mootness of what these people are saying. That's real. That's bordering moist on some moist shit. Like that don't even make sense. Bruh, there's people out here uh continuously. Look at what happened. All of the art projects. They out there painting sidewalks all summer. Black Lives Matter. Every three houses that I drive past, right? Everywhere that I go, it don't matter what state that I'm in. You got Black Lives Matter curtains, you got Black Lives Matter shades and whatnot. You know what I mean? Niggas got Black Lives Matter pillowcases in their window. Everybody is capping for Black Lives Matter. And that shit ain't stopping a goddamn thing. You know what I'm talking about? Wait till they give you the numbers at the end of the year. They still out here murking niggas. They still out here locking up people big time. Uh Negroes is still out here violating each other. You know, I don't know what's going on. Like nothing is really changed. And then the organization BLM, they are running around grabbing bags and hopping on the whole Biden train and Kamala, you know what I mean? And nobody is asking them any questions about doing anything, you know. Then you got the protests in Kenosha, but the militias are no show. There's no black militias in Kenosha. I would have thought that the day that the man got shot up in his back and he didn't die, right? Right. Shout out to that brother, very strong warrior, to survive that trauma. But it's my belief. I don't have the facts, but it is of my belief that that man refused to die in front of his babies, right? He refused to go out like that. It might have been different if the children weren't there, but I'm sure that the strength of his babies, because I know how strong and I know how I know the strength of my children and what they do for me and how they power me up. So I'm under the assumption that he just could not he held on because the babies saw him get shot. You know, the adrenaline of a parent, it increases when there's danger around the babies. So that is a strong man who's currently handcuffed to his bed. Justin, can you please stop with the questions? Uh, they handcuffing him to the bed. You know what I'm talking about? Saying that he was wanted. They had him on a warrant for something else. And I'm like, how inhumane is that? But back to the whole thing about the Kenosha protest, I would have thought that the militias would have been hopping out of Black Hawk helicopters like a fucking episode of Fortnite the day of, not later on. There's bodies on the ground. You don't show up to do what? Fat mouth? You know what I mean? The white boy killed 2 other white boys. Do you know that? The white boy, the 17-year-old who had an illegal firearm, who was too young to even own a firearm, who walked by the SWAT and the motherfucking militarized popo, right? And walked by the militarized popo, you know. Yeah, he's handcuffed to his bed. His father said that he's handcuffed to his bed, and his mama's out here buck dancing. You know what I mean? She did all of that fucking shoe shining, and they still handcuffed her baby boy to a bed. And she the kind of mama to be like, that nigga deserved it. I could hear it in her breath. Because the dishonor comes with the fact that if your son get bucked down in front of his babies, you're supposed to have a fuck. You're supposed to just shut the fuck. You should not have anything to say, Granny. You know what I'm talking about? If a police shot your son in front of your grandchildren, you don't owe anybody on the opposition side any type of forgiveness. You don't owe them no explanations for why you wilding out. And you damn sure don't need to be telling other black people what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing and who's superior and who's I mean, what the fuck do these parents be sitting around waiting for the day that they could get on Fox, Bill O'Reilly's Fox 5 and start with their fucking I had a dream speeches? Like, we don't need that, ma. We really don't. You're disrespecting your son's gangster. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Yeah, that's if he were to hear that shit while he's in ICU or wherever he is, that's gonna make each one of his bullet wounds hurt. It's like sprinkling salt on a bullet wound. So the man's father is gangster. His dad was given the heat. He opened up with he went into Muslim prayer and then he let the police have it. He spoke from his heart. He spoke that real. But then moms didn't. I could see why they're not together. His sister was spitting some realness. But anyway, they went and locked that man up. Right? But the shooter, the 17-year-old, right, who people were saying that he was being attacked. I saw the video. You know what I mean? He was being attacked. But it was said that he did some foul shit before they started attacking him. So the crowd was basically reacting off of the fact that this dude, this young 17-year a baby, a little child, wasn't Dylan Roof 17, if I'm correct, right? There is no, like Vicky Dillard said, shout out to Vicky, talk black to me. Like Vicky Dillard said, in war, there is no age. Fuck is you talking about? In war, ask Supernova Slum, who was in Afghanistan. Ask anybody who came. I'm sure I got some veterans in the chat. There is no age in war. What are you talking about? There's no age in war. That's why I tell people, you better be careful with this war talk. You need to be careful with all of this war talk, because if you're gonna say we at war, well, there's rules to this shit. There's rules to this shit. Yeah, he got smacked with the skateboard. Look, his mama was out there strapped up. The white boys. Let's look at the difference in mamas. You got the black mama, right? She out there apologizing to niggas that ain't even say they weren't even there. Oh, President Trump, I apologize that I missed your call. Why the fuck you didn't call him back? What are you talking? You don't got call waiting? Why are you apologizing to the president for missing his call? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? The white boy mama, right? The white boy mama Wait till you see that the pictures are gonna come out tomorrow. I just seen it a little while ago. The white boy mama had a motherfucking AR across her neck. She was strapped up, right? You see that when he got locked up, or when the 17-year-old went and killed those people, nobody was speaking about where's his parents. They do that to black people though. They drag the parents out and embarrass them. They've been doing that since the lynching days, right? Yeah, the police was giving him water and all of that. They was doing that before he went and did the shooting. But after he did the shooting, he walked past the police and got in his car and home. He got in his car and went home. You feel me? His mama drove him to the protest. That's right, a 17-year-old. Did the police say, yo, you look young. How old are you? I want to see everyone's license, right? So how is it at a protest when people come armed? Nobody's checking to see if they're quote unquote, you know, legal, you know? So yeah, he got hit with a skateboard, and then he shot the dude who hit him with a skateboard and killed them. Two white boys got killed. Look like Jesus and Joseph, right? Two Europeans, two Black Lives Matter pilgrims got smoked, right? I seen their pictures. They look like Jesus and Joseph. Real talk. And I'm like, damn, what's up, Black Lives Matter? Y'all out here getting your allies smoked? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he gave 12 a hand gesture. He probably threw the OKKK. He probably hit him with the OKKK or something. But whatever he threw up, that was like he that motherfucking whatever their gang sign is, he threw that bitch up and he kept walking. He had no fear in his walk either. He wasn't even really looking behind him either. You know when black niggas shoot something, they run off with the duck feet, then they be looking around like homie and Menace to Society. Remember the last scene when he was running out of, yo, I'm gonna handle this. I'll be right back. He didn't even look back. You know what I mean? And then he was wetting all in the crowd. He killed the two dudes. Then he started busting in the crowd. And then he like jogged off and then walked off. Somebody said he killed his own. He doesn't consider that his own. You got to remember. Yeah, he shot one in the head, right? And one in the stomach. That's what I heard. Oh well, the stomach shot is the one that survived. He hit one in the head and he hit one in the chest, right? Um the media is tweaking that case. The mob was about to kill that 17-year-old. All right. Well, he must have did something for that mob to be on him, right? He must have did something for the mob to be on him. But going back to what I was saying, what America's doing and what people fail to even realize is that there was a civil war brewing betweenst Europeans before black people got thrown in the mix. They were already brewing a civil war between the red and the blue. They were already brewing up a civil war between what they call the radical left and the radical right. Okay? He shot enemy combatants. That's what you call them? One in the head and one in the elbow. He blew one of their arms off. Damn. Okay. So that's right. What he sees them as, and he sees them as Jews. Well, no, he sees them as traitors. Somebody said that the Jews. I gotta go and do the research on that, right? And if that were the case, the Jewish media is being very biased, right? The shooter called him an enemy combatant. Interesting. Interesting. Very, right wing type of, you know, um, Fox 5, Breitbart, what's the shit, Storm Front. They have a certain type of lexicon, right? Yeah, he was he was a Zimmerman type. He wanted to be, he was top flight security. He wanted to be, down with them boys. He wanted to be a slave catcher, right? Protesting is an act of war. Not in my book. I wasn't aware of that. What I'm saying is that ever since Trump got into office, they've been creating this wedge between exclusively amongst Europeans, right? But like I was saying a week ago, when you hear liberal, 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 and they throw liberal, 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 right? They're really talking about the Jew. That's just another way of saying a Jew. And the liberal left is basically the Jews that are out here masquerading as Europeans, and the Europeans that are more neo-Nazi leaning, neo conservative, the right. They're on the right. There's Jews on the right as well, but primarily these are like rednecks. These are WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. These are evangelical Christians. Even if they're Zionist evangelical Christians and whatnot, they're not identifying themselves the same way. So there's this wedge. And then when you hear the word liberal, they're also referring to LGBT, right? So for a long time, when I was doing like the first Fear of a Black and More Messiah, and I was showing the just the adverts and whatnot, all of the advertisement that you could find where they were basically planting the seeds to the Civil War and whatnot. So they were memes, they were adverts, real heavy on 4chan and stuff like that. They were just showing basically, yeah, it started with the alt-right, right? Remember when they ran up on Richard Spencer and punched him, right? That was one of the first signs that they wanted that smoke, right? They ran up on Richard Spencer and snuck punched him. Beep. Right? So somebody say you're Doja Cats. So they've been brewing, and the memes were basically like they have the left, and the left would be like a bunch of chubby dudes and the dudes in rainbow flags and whatnot. Just real misfit looking niggas, right? And then they'll have like the left, and it's like fucking Rambo, Dolph Lundgren looking crackers. You know what I'm saying? They just had him looking all, yeah, with the whole, they had him looking all brolic and whatnot. Like, yeah, we're going to smash the other side, right? We're going to smash the other side. So that's typically, you got to understand the subtleties or the subliminals or the programming that goes into that. These are wrestlers. These white boys are like, their subconscious minds are wired for competition like that. Like their subconscious minds are wired to have opposition of other white boys who they deem to be, softer than them and whatnot. You see this in the suburbs amongst white boys masquerading to be gangster rappers, and some of them, my gang is harder. No, nigga, my gang is harder. We sniff more coke and shit like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, they throw around these labels. These labels going back to the subliminals aspects. Their parents were going through this with the Red Scare, Marxists, communists, fascists. This is all dealing with triggers. These are all triggers. They're triggering this newer generation, but they're also triggering the older generations, because the older generations were already programmed with all of those words and all of that fear tactics in the 60s and the 70s. Remember, the Black Panthers were called Marxists. The Black Panthers were called communists. They had the whole Red Scare with the McCarthy trials and whatnot. This is something, this is a reoccurring meme, right? This is a reoccurring meme here. Backyard wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they do. You know what I mean? This is what they do. Oh, you watching The Watchmen? Yeah, The Watchmen is fire. Now everybody's on Lovecraft. That's the new shit. You know, the Lovecraft is the new shit. I got to catch up on that. So the Europeans, World War One, World War Two, Civil War, and a bunch of other conflicts, they've always been at odds with each other. There is a separation amongst them. Um, there's manipulation on both sides, right? There's a fear amongst one group that they're gonna get with the niggas and tell them the truth, you know. So the minute they see them siding with the Negroes, they become automatic enemies of the state. They become enemy combatants. They're going against old Dixie. You know, they're just, I don't know what it is with these Poindexters. They just have all of this animosity towards each other, but it's real fake. You know, I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into that. You know, I'm not jacking that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe them. I feel that they're fake, mad at each other. I think black people hate each other more than they hate each other. Um, but I do know for a fact that the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, they don't like the small hats, you know, they don't like the Jews and whatnot. Um, somebody said fake hate. Yeah, fake hate. Fake hate. They'll kill each other. Don't get it twisted. They will ride on each other. They'll go to war with each other. They'll enact a civil war amongst each other. But it's not because they hate each other particularly. It's they hate the side that's siding with your black ass. That's what builds up the hate for the other side. Like I said, when you do your research, this is a phenomenon that has been going on since Spain. Go and look up the renegados. You know what I'm talking about? Go and look up the renegados. Is it in our best interest not to link up and ally with the European? Where has that gotten you? Huh? Where has that gotten you? They out there getting smoked. Where's that got you? Hmm? Yeah, AA said that they're mad at their fathers, and I'm in total agreement with that. They're mad at their fathers. The white boys are mad at their daddies, and that's us. You understand? They're mad at their pops. They have father issues. They're mad at the son, who is the big father. That's the big homie. They can't stand that nigga. He's out there making their necks red, right? Yeah, the father said don't trust white people. The brother, the Blake's father. And they cut that nigga's shit. They cut his shit quick and put the mama on, standing there with old mushmouth Benjamin Crump, that old sucker. And she went to go polishing shoes. You know what I'm talking about? She went to go polishing shoes. So the big homie is the son. And as we all know, they got daddy issues. They can't stand naked in front of their father, right? They can't stand in front of their father. The father would spank them. That's the son. And the spanking is cancer and sunburn. You know what I mean? You ever got sunburn all over? You know what I mean? I got sunburn on my chest before, fucking around with that Miami sun. I thought I was slick. I fell asleep with baby oil all over me, or was it coconut oil? And the sun cooked me, bro. I didn't think I could. I was on my melanin is popping shit. I didn't even think I could get it. Nigga, I got sunburn. Real talk. It cooked me because I fell asleep on the beach, you know? But if they go outside, they get boils, they get burnt, they get fried like fricassee, you know? Why is Ben Crump the token lawyer? Because Al Sharpton got a fucking TV show. Somebody got to take the goddamn reign. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody got to take the wheel. He gave him the playbook. Benjamin Crump is there for your ass to settle out of court. You know, Benjamin Crump is there for the families. He has the playbook. He tells them what to say, who to say it to, and he'll let them know, look, you're going to get a check. I'm not here for a guilty verdict. I'm here to make sure that every single, because everybody damn near that he represents got a payout. All of the families, they got a settlement because it's allocated in a budget that when they kill you, they'll fucking pay you. They'll pay your family. You'll get a nice check, but you need Benjamin to get that shit. You know, you need Benjamin to get it. So that's what he's there for. Old mush mouth ass nigga, looking like homie from what's that show? Forrest Gump, looking like Bubba Shrimp. What the man? If y'all didn't do the 80s with Al Sharpton, then you might be looking at Benjamin Crump and he don't look familiar. But we did Tawana Brawley with that nigga Al Sharpton. We was with Chubby Sharpton. You know what I'm talking about? With the Silky Hawaiian. We was with Chubby Sharpton. That nigga used to wear Sergio Tashini suits with a wire in it. Yeah, we was with that nigga. We was rolling with Sharpton all the way back with Tawana Brawley. So we already know what it is. You know what I mean? We seen this movie before. And Big Al done gave this nigga the keys to the city. Yeah, we was with Sharpton when he had that glow, so glow. His shit was laced. This nigga had edges and everything. We was there with baby hair Sharpton. How about that? So he damn sure did have the Dominican blowout. This nigga had to wash his set. He was at Maribel's getting his shit pressed. So glow. You know what I mean? We was there with him. You know, speaking on skinny Sharpton. You mean bobblehead Sharpton? Bobblehead Sharpton. Did that nigga get a tummy tuck? Did he get a body tuck? When did he go to DR or something? And they just cut his whole body out for him? What did he do? Because I know he didn't lose that naturally. You know what I'm saying? I know he didn't lose that naturally. What happened? Let your soul go. His shit is straight bobble. Oh, bobblehead ass Negro. He's another one. Raped the shit out of Harlem. Him, that nigga, Charlie Wrangle. If you ever see Charlie Wrangle, my niggas, you know what I'm saying? Talk to him. You know what I mean? Talk black to that man. He sold Harlem out. He is a work of, you know, he's a piece of work right there. Calvin Butts. These are the men that sold Harlem to the Clintons and all of the developers. You know what I'm talking about? That's who sold them out. That's who sold out Black Harlem. That's who put a price tag on a cultural center, the Black cultural center of the world. And they got peanuts for the sellout. Sharpton had them keys, right? He had them birds, my nigga. Sharpton was moving them birds. So, you know, it's just pitiful out there, man. And the black leadership pool, it's horrendous. How could you even, I mean, it's sad, yo. It's real sad, bro. It's man, it is sad, man. Shit is just disgusting. And you see it in real time how the media will give you a leader. They will create a leader for your black ass. They'll tell you that this is him. They are self-anointing these niggas. They're creating celebrity, activism. It's crazy. This shit is crazy. And black people don't really have nothing to say about it. It's just like, because they play the numbers game. If they got a million Negroes who they could fool, they're not worried about the 1,000 that's going to speak up against it. Your voice is not loud enough, especially back in the days. Now with social media, the ground or the grassroots, they can make a change. They can make a noise. But think about 20 years ago when you had to get through the publications. You could not get on talk radio and talk your shit. You couldn't get in the Amsterdam news. You really didn't have that much outlets. So they were easily creating all of these facades like Messi Jackson, you know, Al Sharpton and all of these. You know what I mean? Like these people have proven track records of not being who they say they are. Yeah, no. We need black leaders because black people always need someone to lead them. I think black people should really get into the habit of not having too many leaders right now, because it's just, I don't know. We in the Kali Yuga, my niggas. Like, your leaders are not going to be perfect. Your leaders are not going to be who you want them to be. This is a push button type of leadership type of thing. Like, niggas got build a leader. You know how they got build a bears? They got the build a leader movement. People just want to build up a leader to be what the new Malcolm. Don't you got people running around saying that they the new Malcolm and Betty? You know what I mean? You got all of these people that are self-anointed themselves. And to be honest with you, that's what the people want to hear. Some of them, they want to compare you. They want to measure you up to Malcolm, Martin, Marcus, and all of that. You know what I mean? They didn't live to see Malcolm speaking. They didn't live to see Malcolm being hated by the world, or the white world and the black world. My father told me they hated Malcolm, not him. He said black people hated his guts when he was alive. And can you apply that same logic to voting? The black people that choose not to vote will be overwhelmed by the black voters. Yeah, they're not worried about the ones that are not voting per se. They're more so worrying about how to program and steer the millions that are going to vote. Yes, when President Clinton stepped down after the Monica Lewinsky thing and his presidency was over, he moved right into Harlem, and that was the downfall of Harlem. From the day that he pulled up and got out of his limousine, that was the downward spiral of Black Harlem from that day. Not to say that they didn't have issues prior to Clinton's arrival, but Clinton signaled the gentrification movement, and the gentrification movement kicked off in Harlem, and unfortunately, it basically blanketed all of America. As you can see now in hindsight, how these different cabals or these different politicians, they all work in tandem. They're working off of plans. These plans are handed down to them by think tanks, and these think tanks come together and they'll give you a 50 100, a 10, and a 5-year plan. But that was the beginning of the gentrification era. That was when Bill Clinton was came right up in Harlem. And you know what the niggas did, right? You know what they did. You know what they did. They threw him 100 parties. The first black president moved into Harlem. That's right. The first black president is in Harlem, right? And the Boule niggas, they was rejoicing because they knew that Massa was bringing the plantation to Harlem, and they were gonna get a seat at that crooked ass table, right? They knew that they was finna get a seat, and Bill Clinton was gonna put them on more missions than a little bit. You know what I mean? Bring me some little children. Bring me a Haitian. You know, look at what they did to Haiti. You know, you got to understand who the Haitians are. You got to understand how powerful these Haitians are. And when you watch shows like Lovecraft and you understand how they do their rituals, then it would be of no surprise why the Clinton Foundation and them was ravaging Haiti and running through them little babies and whatnot and snatching up all of these magical children, right? With this magical DNA, right? With this DNA and this blood, the bloodlines and whatnot of some very powerful people. You know what I'm saying? Of some very powerful people. So when they do their rituals on them, and they went over there, and them Haitians taught them the magic. They taught them the system. They got white men in the mountains right now. They got white men. That they running shit. You know, they taught the Europeans came over there, and some of them they taught them the game. They taught them the game, right? The game is to be sold. So they like shit. We selling the game, right? The game is to be sold, not told. Well, there was a price for that game, and the Clintons and other white people they pay for that. They pay for it. You know what I'm talking about? And they get what they pay for. Do you think that Leopold ravaged the Congo and they didn't take the people from Belgium that ravaged the Congo and was chopping off hands for chocolate and whatnot, or for rubber? You don't think that they took the magic out of Haiti, out of Africa, or out the Congo with them? You don't think that they extracted some of the magic too? You think they was just running up in there for rubber and chocolate? How did they get through the magic? How did they get past the magic? How did they get around the magic? Right? They obviously had to tap into something to either protect them, or they took some of that magic, because magic is like a fucking genie in a bottle. It's going to respond to whoever is going to feed it, the deities, the entities, the spirits that I'm speaking of, the malefic and the benevolent ones. It's like a genie bottle. They're gonna respond to whoever summons them. And if you feed in these entities, or if you summon these spirits, if you could feed them that blood and that smoke, what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna work for you. You know what I mean? They're gonna work for you. They're gonna put in that work. If you feed the deities, especially when niggas are not feeding the deities. They're not getting fed. Niggas feeding white Jesus. But those spirits, both malefic and benevolent, that exist. For anybody that doubts their existence, you know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. I would say continue to believe in the elementary world that these Europeans have programmed you to believe in, because what you perceive or what you believe is what you perceive. So whatever you believe, that's what you're going to perceive. And I have no problem with that. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not twisting anybody's arm to believe in that. You're not held to that standard at the end of the day. You know what I mean? This is not Harry Potter school tonight. This is Third Eye Thursday. I'm just concerned that your third eye is activated. That's not necessarily magic. That's not what I'm speaking about black magic. I'm speaking about the manipulation of the elements, right? I'm talking about the summoning of entities, both seen and unseen. I'm speaking about being able to tap into what is known as the quantum realm, where the ancestors are. Shit like that, you know. And if you sit down and talk to an African or a Haitian or any one of these quote unquote, or a Cuban or a Jamaican, right? Or a Puerto Rican or a Dominican, right? They'll let you know what it is versus what it's not. Okay? Don't take my word for it. Go and speak to some people who are seasoned, who live on these islands where that shit is not a fucking rumor. It's real. Niggas get turned into frogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? And the European who has studied, this is how their secret societies were formed. When you go and look up Orientalism and Occidentalists, the Orientalism movement or the Orientalist is when the European went into the Far East. He began to venture into the Far East to acquire knowledge. And that knowledge came in the form of grimoires, which are magical books. That knowledge came in the form of scrolls. That knowledge came in the form of going into sacred places and either pillaging and looting them or going in like the snake that they were and just sit at the feet until they learn what they need to learn. And then they get to their double crossing. That's what they did, you know? And they extended that into these magical places later on down the line. You know, after Haiti did what they did to the French, they were like, God damn it, we need to go get some of that Haitian voodoo because that shit works. Look at what they did to Napoleon and them. So when you go to Haiti now, you got these Europeans up in there, and them niggas is holding rank. You know, they got the light skinned Haitians right under their deodorant, and the blue black ones too. You know, we had an Obia man out of Jamaica. Shit real. You know? So there's a form of magic that they're utilizing on black people, and you know, it's a form of Luciferianism, and that's basically feeding off of your fears, feeding off of your pain, feeding off of your sorrow, right? That's how they feed. When you cry, when you in pain, when you, oh, woe is me, yeah, they're able to feed off of that. That's why I said before, when the small hats or the liberal left, we're going to use code words, when the liberals come amongst you, when you're marching, and when people like the brother gets shot 7 times, and they come amongst you, right, to do their BLM protests, and they go and raise up the anger in the people, or they go and raise up the sentiments of the people, they rebel rouse, right? They go and rebel rouse. Because you know, black people, if they see some white boys that look like Jesus come amongst them and they acting like they want to help these helpless niggas, then whoo, they gonna roll out the red carpet for them. And then they let them in, and then they start feeding on these niggas. They feed off of their ignorance, right? Because a lot of them they're not sharp. I'm sorry to say, a lot of our people are not sharp like that. They don't know who the fucking enemy is. They don't know much of anything when it comes to this type of warfare. They're not astute like that. Yeah, somebody said black people are emotional. They're not logical. And everybody knows this. Everybody. So they study you, you don't study them. When we try to help our people study them, they like, chill, Red. You don't gotta go that much, you don't gotta go so hard. I'm like, fam, we're studying them. Like, what are you talking about? I'm unpacking them. I'm trying to give you the psychology of the psychosis of the neurosis of the people that we're quote unquote dealing with. I don't give a fuck if that's your ally. I don't care if that's your boo or your bae. It doesn't matter. We're still out here studying each other. If they put out reports on Negroes all day, you niggas are going to read them. So why we can't put out reports on them? What's so fucking sacred about these people? Like, how did they become hands off? Like, what happened? Where was I? Talk black to me. Like, what the fuck was that the day that I took off? Like, when did this happen? Because I thought that everybody was supposed to be vetted. I thought that everyone was supposed to be studied. We're in the Serengeti, my niggas. We're in the wild right now. Like, we're in the jungles of we're in the wilderness of North America. So you mean to tell me you don't know the ways of the jackal? You mean to tell me that you don't know the ways of the hyena? You have not, you scared to study the hyena, my nigga? You feel you trying to shame me because I'm telling you how the hyena moves? Man. Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna give me some spirulina popcorn, and I'm gonna sit back and watch the motherfucking movie because this one is gonna be interesting. They're gonna wash you up. You know what I mean? Real nice. They're gonna chop you niggas up real all of you delectable Negroes. They're gonna have you for lunch. You know what I mean? Cause niggas is scared to live, bro. I'm convinced. Cause in order to live, you have to study on how to survive. And surviving ain't just, having some fucking noodles in your cabinet. You know what I mean? That's not surviving. They got our people on this what's the name of the pyramid? Is it Maslow's pyramid? It's the pyramid that the psychologists use. And they speak about the 3 levels and whatnot of just human behavior. And at the bottom of the pyramid is survival, my niggas. Survival. And we at the bottom of the pyramid. A lot of our people is in survival mode. That's what they're in. They didn't go up to the next level. They're in straight, the Maslow hierarchy. Go and look it up. I really need y'all to look that up because that's some shit that you need to study. They use it in advertising. They use it in social media. They use it in app development. They use this shit all around. And they're able to basically measure a whole race of people down to just an individual based off of that pyramid. So they still got us in survival mode. They don't even have they're not allowing people to, I put it right there if anybody said, what's that again? The Maslow hierarchy. The Maslow hierarchy. Go and look it up. It's a pyramid, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna let the teacher teach. If I could share the screen. For some reason, the computer is acting dumb slow. You know? But I really want us to get into this stuff because are the high level black celebs the enemy? I would say that they're compromised. If that makes them an enemy, then I guess you got your answer. But they're definitely compromised. Like, who the fuck is signing their checks? Who's signing their checks? Like, they're gonna have loyalty to who's feeding them. So they've so high, and the black celebrities that are on a high level, everybody is feeding them. So they say. So they don't have um they're not committed to one race of people. That's where you get your Terry Crews and whatnot, and your Kevin Harts of the world. That they're like, yo, when I look in the crowd and don't talk to no musician who did fucking Lollapalooza and shit like that, they're gone. Like they're like, man, I couldn't imagine, marginalizing white folk because those people that I was crowd surfing on them. Like, what do you mean? There's nothing wrong with them. Like, look at the fucking protests going on in Kenosha and Minneapolis and all of that. And Seattle and whatnot. You got all of these Peckerwoods running out. Rah, rah, Black Lives Matter. Rah. They out there Antifa and stupid shit like that. Like, if you niggas don't have a fucking seat, bro, nobody asks you niggas to come outside. Why don't you niggas come outside and build something? How about that? How about all of you fucking skateboarders come and build us a village or something? You know what I mean? With your non-deodorant having ass. Come and build something. We don't need you to go marching against your own kind. That shit looks real corny. So the pyramid, Maslow's pyramid, consists of the physiological needs, the safety needs, social belonging, self-esteem, self-actualization, transcendence, right? These are things that you have to study because the social engineers are cooking niggas with science, right? And psychology. And that's something that we're not equipped with because we're dealing with emotions. Nigga, I'm lit, I'm mad, I'm turned up. Right? Somebody says that in the Lovecraft country series, they don't use the pyramid, but they use the painting of the Garden of Eden to show the scale of where people belong. Once again, when it comes to people who study us and the ones who are behind this information, the social engineers, they don't need the pyramid. It's too blatant. If they showed the pyramid, it would be too blatant. They speak in code, but they hide it in the open. So yeah, they'll show you the garden. But the people who know. They'll be like, oh nigga, they're talking about the fuck. Look how many Easter eggs they have in movies and hidden meanings and shit like that. You don't think that that's what they that's what they do. That's what they do all day. That's what they do all day. And they sit back and laugh. That's why they'll go to certain movies. Certain movies will blow up, and you be like, "I went to watch that shit. I don't get it." Yeah, nigga, because you don't got it. That's why you don't get it, because you don't got it. You don't have the decoding. You don't got the book. You don't understand what they're talking to each other about, right? You don't know. And your white Becky, she's not gonna translate it for you. She's just gonna give you she's gonna hit you with the fake smile. You know what I mean? You don't know. She knows that you don't know. So what the fuck? She's not gonna tell you. Yeah, Trump is he out here pardoning bank robbers and shit. This nigga was mad moist. He came home and then he contacted the police who locked him up. When I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, this nigga's a bird. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? You contacted the police that locked you up. What are you doing? So, have I watched Project Power? Unfortunately, not. My time. I haven't had time to watch much of anything. You know, Mouse Utopia. Oh yeah, that's Universe 25, right? Universal 25. Is that what Mouse Utopia is about? The study that they did in the 60s? What if you know more than Becky? Um, you should know more than Becky. What about if you know more than Becky? I don't know. What does that mean? I think everybody on this call or all 536 y'all know more than the Becky. You know, I don't know about Karen, but you definitely know more than Becky. If they know more than you, that's a problem. You know, you need to catch up on your lessons. If a fucking Becky could run circles around you, goddamn, what the fuck have you been listening? Like, you don't got no Bobby Hemmett in your life? My nigga, a Becky is like Pamela Anderson type of knowledge. Like, you better know more than her. You know, the Jewish women though, Jewish women, small hat women, they tend to know more than white Anglo-Saxon Protestant women. The WASP women, that would be descendants of, they're just not, they're not considered to be Yahudis. These are white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. These are like Germans, Franks, things like that. They be knowing shit. They go in. They dig in. The first episodes let you know we are surrounded by vampires. I'm sure it does. My brother saw it. He told me a few things. Yeah, we are definitely surrounded by vampires. Do you advise taking a break from the US? Yeah, you know, yeah. It would be foolish of me to tell everybody to stay here. What good is that? To tell every single person, no, don't leave. No, my nigga. If you want to take a break from the US, go ahead and do that. I'm encouraging anyone with a weak stomach to take 4 years off. Right? Go ahead. Go somewhere. Right? Set some shit up for us. You could take a break from the US. That's warranted at this point. This could break somebody's psychological fortitude in pieces. The weak minded in America, once Negroes get out of this 8 years with Trump, oh man, our nerves is gonna be wild shaking. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna have to legalize shrooms or something. You know, America is killing us. Yes, Ross Ben's lecture was fire. Um, for the family that's out there, go to Ross Ben's page on YouTube. It's spelled it Ross Ben. He got 2 new videos up there. Shit is fire, bro. Dallas Fort Worth. What's happening? What's cracking? You know? Yeah, the PTSD. Once we get past this next 4 years, man, we're gonna be shell shocked. We're gonna be shell shocked. Wait, you mean to tell me that the mice in a utopia was rainbow colored, like Takashi's hair? I gotta go rewatch that again. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, go and look up the Utopia Project. Go and look up Universal 25. They're gonna show you how the social engineers have been working since when was that, in the 50s? Like before they built public housing, what they call projects, they had a whole world where they were studying mice, right? And they were studying, they were doing all kind of social engineering tests on the compound that was filled up with mice, and they were equating this to human behavior, right? And later on down the line, you see public housing pop up, and it's basically similar, almost identical to this formula that they were utilizing. It's almost like an algorithm that they built with Utopia, with the Utopia project, or Universal 25. Shit deep, yo. Deep. Straight. The veteran. Oh, they giving out 5 racks for PTSD. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, per month. Shit, I got it. Well, who I sign up? I got it. You know what I'm talking about? I got PTSD from living in Flatbush and Bed-Stuy. What books would you recommend about the history of the Anglo people? Interesting. There's a episode, and I'm yawning like shit. There's an episode in my archives where I did the book list, right? I was showing off the as two different episodes. It's right in these archives. It's not that long ago. Might have been a year. I mean, it might have been a month ago. You'll find it. You'll find the book right in there. I got a few. Yeah, Dirt. Go and look up Dirt, right? Go and get the book Dirt. Go get White Cargo, Slavery in the Barbary States. Those are some excellent books, right? Those will help you. The Iceman Inheritance. Yes, yes. Definitely the ISIS papers with Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago. Thank you, Reggie. Mr. R. Wright. It was about 3 weeks ago where I did the book list. So you don't gotta dive that deep into the archives. But you'll see it. I'm showing you the books. Like, I'm not just saying the names. I'm showing you the covers. Like, look, get that. And there's mad people that got books. Shout out to all of y'all. Yeah, White Gold. This is important. Shout out to all of the people that are naming these important books. These books are very important because these books are going to give you the foundation of the people that you're dealing with. So when a brother A.A. Rashid says that one of the white males, one of their main issues is the fact that they have issues, they got daddy issues with their fathers, you will understand fully what he means by that after reading these books. I highly encourage you to get those, you know. You and your fiancés get married on our birthday. You're a legend. If you're in Atlanta, I want you to pull up because we're doing something with A.A. Rashid, whose birthday is the 13th of November. And then we're doing the 14th for us. We're celebrating our 44 years, going into our 45. And this was a magical year for us. So we got to celebrate, right? We got to celebrate. Check the art and science of personal magnetism. You dig? But for those who are in Atlanta this weekend, let me just show y'all, shameless plug. We have an event. You don't got to be in Atlanta too. This is a live stream event for my KTL University students. Actually, it should have been on a Wednesday, but I'm doing it on a Sunday. It's gonna be lit. This is Black August, Judas and the Blackamoor Messiah, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. August 30th. All right, Sunday. All right. So tickets is in the description box. You dig? In the subscription box. So check that out. All right. Check out. That's gonna be a good lecture in Atlanta, KTL and the ATL. I'll be out there probably tomorrow. You an elevated gargoyle? That's fire. We are the gargoyles. Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, the cartoon showed you that. Yeah, that definitely was talking about us. The PDF copy of Our Global Neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. 9/11 hopeful. Yes, and on 9/11, we're going to be doing the music aspect. We're going to be doing a performance in Atlanta on 9/11 with my brother Kambada. I'm going to be, hopefully, I'm going to be dropping my album, The Red Summer. And Sister Amina will be performing. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. So, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. It's 3 o'clock my time. I'm sure y'all are understanding of that. And I got a flight early in the morning. So I'm moving around. I just came back from New York like just now. So I'm kind of exhausted. You know what I mean? So I did that lecture today with DG, you know. But if y'all want to catch up, just come to Atlanta or get on the live stream this Sunday. You dig? And pull up to the A so we could meet in person. The best way of meeting a person, because like I said, I don't get to meet you. You get to meet me. So it's still one-sided. I got issues with that. You know, we might have to do. I like the Zoom. I like Zoom because you can see everybody. You know what I'm saying? Versus this shit right here. This is a little one-sided, but it is what it is. You know, until technology catches up. But yeah, it is what you know. It's a slow week. President Trump was talking tonight. I don't give a fuck what he was talking about. I'm not voting for him, even though I know that that's a new in thing. It's like niggas wearing Yeezys over Jordans. Niggas is gonna vote for Trump. That is the reality that we live in right now. Our people are gonna put on for Trump this year, and they're gonna use it as an excuse because they don't like Joe Biden. Red pill. I'm gonna sit back and not vote for anybody. I'm gonna vote for Charlie Chisholm, shit like that. You know, like Valentine said, I don't have no horse in that race. It don't really matter to me who's president. It's not going to determine what it is that I have to do. If it's Kamala and Creepy Joe, niggas is going to be outside wearing more high heels, and it's just going to be, Cardi B is going to be Secretary of State. You're going to be hearing WAP, like elevator music, if the Democrats get in. More abortions. You know what I mean? More crime bills. More thottery. You know, uh, more trap rappers going to be elevated into positions of leadership. That's what the Democrats do. They elevate niggas like Pusha T in them. Like they'll elevate the trap rappers. and the dope dealers like Jay-Z, that's what they do. And the Republicans, they're gonna elevate the Coons, the Terry Crews, you know what I mean? Mr. Terry Cloth, very soft. They'll elevate, black people who hate niggas, right? Because they like those people. They love Chris Rock types. I love me some black people, but I hate me some niggas because they use them as buffers. You know what I mean? They use them as the buffers. They play that divide and conquer type of ting. But like I was saying earlier, the original divide and conquer is between the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants and their small hat companions who they've always despised. And also, they don't rock with each other like that. So what you see going down in Portland and Seattle, that is an age-old conflict. They was scrapping like that in Europe. That don't got nothing to do with you. They just finding ways, or they do it with sports. You niggas are not playing sports, so the new sport is BLM, right? When they were rioting for football and basketball and all of this dumb shit, it's the same crap. It's the same white boys. They just got on. Now they got all black Antifa. Before, they had on Eagles jerseys. That's not your concern at the end of the day. If they're going to fight, if they're going to go and get physical with each other, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? Can you niggas not stomach white on white crime? Are you telling me that you can't stomach white mandingo wrestlers, but you want to see niggas kill each other? Don't you niggas watch WWF? Right? Yo, let me holler at you on Zoom. Yeah, I charge 200 an hour, my friend. You know, you want to get on Zoom? I need to come and visit Senegal. Yeah, I do. I do. Set it up. The minute they open the borders, I'm out of here. I'm letting you know that from the gate. I'm not sticking around in America. Mm-mm. I done figured out the passion economy. Nigga, I'm on my Anthony Bourdain. I'm flying. I'm going around the world. And I don't know. I might go around the world and just do like a dating podcast. I think that's what I should do. I want to go to places like Africa and like become a matchmaker. You know, I want to do shit like that. I want to bring some of my hoteps with me and match them up with some Zulus. You know, because the brothers need love, man. I'm here for my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for my kings. You know, I think my highest contribution, to be honest with you, would be to bring couples together. You know what I mean? That's and to see these little star seeds get born. What else can I help you with? You know what I mean? This shit is getting kind of boring. Trying to expose and tell the stories about what's going on in the news. Yeah, that's cool, but I'm losing my passion for that. I'm not as passionate about that as I am seeing people come together. You know what I mean? Because I know where the lack exists in a lot of things. I know where the lack exists in my life. I know where it existed in my life when I was lonely. I was by myself for a while, healing, dealing with my issues, you know, and I know what it is to be lonely. I know what it is to be alone. I know what it is to be, not appreciated and shit like that. I know what it is to be in straight limbo. So based off of the metrics, because I do certain things when I engage my audience, like on Instagram, I throw things out there on purpose, just to see where we at as a collective. And I see where the void is, and I'm willing to fill the void. So my whole thing is black love or melanated love or Moorish love. That's what I want to get into. I want to move into that direction, you know, and then leave a lot of this other stuff for other students. Where's my master students at? They could take this and do, because when I taught the class today about the passion economy, that's my fucking lane right there. That's my bag. I want to do more of that type of talk. I want to teach empowerment. I want to teach about that. You know what I mean? I felt great. I didn't want to really, I had to go because I had to go deal with my son and take him out somewhere. But I could have stayed there for a few hours, you know, and to me, that's community. You feel me? That's community. Community is, you're not going to build a community doing decodings and what, you know, and things of that nature. I do that because that's important. We got to stay on top of the news. We got to stay on top of what's going on. Some of us have to be updated because we don't even get into what's going, we don't be knowing. A lot of our people, they not with the distractions, or they not plugged into the news, or they don't sift, they don't go deep into the bowels of these news cycles. And I go deep diving, and we pull things up like Blue Pill with the Law 44. Imagine how much information he has to sift through to put together his presentations and shit. His shit is elaborate. But that's cool. I could do that in my sleep. But my passion was speaking to my spirit and my soul, is to empower the people business wise about that bag, that stream chaser shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Rosman has a new video. It's a must see. It's a must see. Okay? It's a must see. Like, he's giving out information that is you have to put that in your arsenal, put that in your chamber. You know what I'm talking about? He's really going in on this one. What is black love? I don't want to say black love per se. I don't want to do the black thing. I just want to say love. Can I just say love? You know, because we love differently, but love is love. You know, the highest energy on this planet, the most purest energy that is considered to be God's energy is love. I feel that hate is man-made. That's not God energy, because when you tap into the higher power, there's no hate there. When you tap into the bufu, or when you tap into other type of plant medicines, there's no hate. When you get out of your mind, when you leave your ego, when you have an ego death, you're not going to feel hate. And if you do feel hate, or if you do feel fear, then you got to deal with whatever the hell is going on inside of you, because that's not how you're supposed to feel. Love is love, and love is the supreme. Like I said, when my son was born, I had a question today when I was taking the Q&A for the class that I was doing, Derek Grace post-Trump class. And there was a brother who's expecting a child, and he was asking me about how to set the tone for a home birth. And I don't even think that I even mentioned this, but I was like, yo, play jazz. You know what I mean? Play some jazz music, play some Love Supreme. We was playing Coltrane, we was playing Thelonious Monk, like we was setting the tone. Even up to today, even now, you know, I put the Bluetooth in the speaker in the room. You know what I mean? I don't like to have no kind of like I don't even sleep with my phone in the room. I don't have no Wi-Fi stuff in the room with the baby, because I saw videos about what Wi-Fi looked like and what Bluetooth looked like, and it scared the shit out of me. Niggas talking about 5G, bruh. Go and do the research on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. That's something else right there. You know? So we play binaural beats. Yeah, we play that God frequency, and we be playing jazz. Cause I was it's in my DNA, because my father raised us on jazz, you know, and that's love supreme, like that love frequency. And I don't want to sound like I'm all, you know, uh tree huggery, but to see people find love, to me, in these later stages of life of mine, I feel like that's one of my purposes. That's one of my purposes. So I would love to travel around the world. What am I? Because I'm gonna go around the world to do what? A fucking lecture, bro, my brother. What am I gonna do? Nigga? You gonna stand me on a stage and have me do a lecture? No, that's not what I do. You know, that's cool and everything, but that's not my calling. That's not my purpose. That's not gonna be my MO. You know, maybe a movie or some shit. Yeah. You know, why let this face go to waste? I need to put it in a movie or something. But ultimately, healing, love, you know, helping people get to that bag, the stream chasing, you know, empowerment, being a world changer, that's my purpose, you know, and performing, of course, some music, you know. I'm about to take some dance lessons. Y'all niggas need to watch out. You know what I mean? I'm going to Atlanta. I got my choreographer. You better watch out now. Once I get up out of this two-step, y'all in trouble. But yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what my heart is right now. You know, that's what my heart is. Because I promise you, when I was going through what I was going through, this was like 20. I went through a few things. Yeah. You know, 2014, 2011, these were heartbreaks. These were breakups. You know, these were me at my lowest. You know what I mean? These were me when my heart was in a million pieces. Bruh, if I went through what I went through and I know how I felt, I can imagine the person that's out here right now, you know, just feeling like that, who might have you know, issues with the mother of their child, or you know, you might not be seeing your seed and whatnot, or you might be breaking up with your love of your life, shit like that. And I know how I felt. So based off of that, I'm like, yo, there's no higher honor for a teacher or somebody who people look up to do but to help to heal, because our people are hurting, bro. Our people are hurting, and that's no mystery, and that's nothing to frown upon. And like I said, I hurt too. You know, my heart, I work arduously to lighten up my heart. Some of these niggas be putting weight on it, but I still got to shake that off. And I work very hard to lighten up the heart, because I can't walk around with a heavy heart. That shit causes wrinkles, you know? But that's why if you go on my Instagram, I do goofy shit. I put up memes so people could laugh. When I find things that make me laugh, I throw it up there so people don't think that I'm so serious, because we have to laugh. Because remember, we already in fear. The fear shit is already a done dada. We already are inundated in fear. We are drowning in fear. So after fear comes laughter. After the pain has to come joy. So if you laugh, right, you're not going to be in fear. You're not going to be sad. You're not going to be hurting. Yeah, laughter is the medicine for the heart. The comedians are magicians. You know what I'm talking about? Benu said that my heart won't weigh with a feather. How do you know? Nigga, are you my heart surgeon? What are you talking about? So lighten up. You know, some of this information could be heavy. Do you know, when I did my research for In Too Deep, shout out to everybody that's out here on, you know, you niggas is out here chasing the child traffickers and whatnot. Um, when I started doing that research in 2017, I went into a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? I had to go on a deep web to study the lecture called In Too Deep. I had to tap into the deep web. And fam, oh, hold on. Look at your boy. He said, I was gifted to know I am the light. I am the way. Well, shit, pay my light bill then, if that's what it is. Let me send that shit to you, Mr. Light Being. Go and handle that for me. But when I went on the deep web, man, talk about a heavy heart, you know? Talk about that shit sat me down and I had to really like I had to ground myself because it added a level of toxicity to my whole being. You know, studying the Clintons in Haiti, Dynacorp, the rat lines, organ harvesting. I was on Jeff Epstein in 2016, 2017. Any of my students know that, you know? So I was on Jeff Epstein for a long, I was on Jeff Epstein for a minute, and that shit was mad heavy because I was frustrated for two reasons. One, the people was trying to censor me, right? My own people was trying to censor me, like, Red, stop talking about that stuff. Nobody wants to hear it. They was basically like, you know, you can't come over here and talk about that. And I was like, no, no, no problem. Gotta respect that. And then trying to tell people, you know, online, trying to tell people that I know in real life, they wasn't jacking that shit. They was like, whatever, you know what I mean? So to see in 2020 that whole genre of deep state and all of that take off, it did my heart a service because I'm like, more people are gonna put more pressure, and that means more children are gonna be saved. Do you know they just did a big bust in Atlanta and they saved some babies? You know what I mean? They locked up a bunch of black niggas and they saved some babies. So whenever that's taking place, that means that we doing good as a people because ultimately we could smile and we could carry on and we could claim God and goddess and we could, you know, oh, look at Sirius B winking at me, right? But we still in the Kali Yuga, we still in a Malkuth. This is still hell on earth to some people, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of shit that's still hidden. There's a lot of things that are still hidden. So my question is, when we uncover everything, then what? You know, then what? That remains to be seen. So y'all keep doing the work, keep uh pulling people out of these shallow graves. You know what I mean? Keep rescuing these babies in your mind, seeing the lights turn on to some of these people, to some people's darker days. Just in your mind, turn the lights on because we all going through the darkness every now and then, but all that is a cocoon phase. You know, you're gonna see the light eventually. So keep moving through that tunnel. Learn to see in the dark. You know what I'm talking about? Learn to see in the dark. Don't go blind, and you'll be all right. You know what I mean? Like many people will remind you, birth takes place in triple darkness. Okay? The baby's in the womb, it's triple darkness. You don't got a reading lamp, you know. At night, under the UV rays of the moon, is when the vegetables and the fruits and all of the things that are planted, that's when they grow, not in the daytime. So stop being afraid of who you are. You are the darkness, right? Shout out to Blue Pill, AA Rashid. Make sure y'all go and watch that lecture on Black Magic 363 with Blue Pill and AA talking about Lovecraft Country. They did it yesterday. And go and check out Mama Pill. She got a video up there with Brother Rich, with Father Rich on Black Magic 363. Right. And I will see y'all, all of those people that'll be at the lecture. I see you on Sunday. Everybody else, I'll see you Melanin Mondays. All right. Love and light to the family.